What's up?
What's going on?
Visiting, or has Papa visiting? We got
Ant's back.
And we got, ironically, Brittany.
This is ironic.
The cat wave. She was
And I have to say, Tex, I mean, your backdrop today is just so breathtaking. I'm feeling the new vibe.
Yeah.
So thank you
should
for
have
that.
seen his face when he opened it. He was like, "Look at her, cat. Look at her. Look how beautiful she is."
I did it just for you, Ant. I wanted to give you an insurrection on your first podcast back.
You did give me an insurrection. Thank you. Sorry, I missed everybody.
Anything for you, Ant. Anything.
Holy smokes, we got like the all-star crew up in here tonight. Look at that chat. Look at those.
Ant just got excited. All right. Oh, I got a little hot thing about Ant.
You guys.
The last few videos he's posted have made me want to start smoking cigarettes.
You want water? It's not water, but
Yeah, and you know what? And even the conservative Karens, by the way, there's a whole clan of them. They're the worst, probably.
Point them out.
Conservatives are the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Point out the conservative Karens.
Like, don't. I love you, but I hate that you smoke. I love you, but I hate that you pop your mouth. I love you. Well, bitch, there's the door. I mean, at the end of the day, is this your first date? Here?
I had to delete like 13 comments on my videos from today because people were like, "Oh my God, you were exposing your children to swearing. How else are they supposed to overthrow the government, Karen, unless I teach
grew up
them?"
in like a Roseanne household, so we swore all the time.
What's on the TV? Like, you just watch a regular sitcom TV now and they're swearing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like we're back in the 80s.
Meanwhile, their kids are playing Grand Theft Auto and they have people hostage and selling strippers.
Or Mortal Kombat.
No, you have to kill the strippers.
Oh, yeah.
And rob the cops.
Yeah. So tonight we have
solid.
Yes, we got Rockstar, ironically, Brittany. What's going on, Brittany?
Not much, man. Just fighting the man.
So
why those idiots on TikTok or that might be here that don't know who you are? Like, that's even freaking possible. How did you get started on TikTok?
Well, I downloaded it when it was Musical.ly, and then Ant is going to thirst trap.
He really is, though.
He really
He's
is.
the whole vibe right now.
He had me like, oh, anyway. But yeah, so I downloaded it when it was Musical.ly. And then I was on it for a short time, and I really loved the. I'm
sorry that he's so unprofessional in real life.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm kidding.
I'm usually much better than this, but
and she's already nervous about you, and here you are turning around.
Well, we're amongst
right?
I feel like I know Brittany already. Like,
I know. I love it.
Normal for me.
I know. I'm very anxious and shy and timid when it comes to people that I like admire and look up to. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, so hold on. Let me go back. Hold on.
I totally look up to Ant.
See, Ant does this to me. Every time I talk to Ant, he's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm talking to Tex.
I know. And then when I'm with him in person, I look
every fiber of my being.
Bitch, I'm taller than you.
Every fiber of my
You're literally looking up at me.
Doubts that entirely. Every fabric of my being doubts that.
I loved meeting you in Florida, though. I did. Like, I loved meeting you in Florida, and I'm really sorry that I couldn't
bounced around all over the place. I was just kind of like trying to like.
You unfortunately got stuck in like the only amount that really was there, but like you did really good. You're still spending time with all of us, and we would have never even, like you still talk to other people.
Yeah.
And if you saw some shit going down, you were like, whatever, I'm gonna go over here because there's people over here doing this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need Bergen, and like her and her husband are probably like one of the hottest couples I've met.
Do we need to plan another Florida trip?
That's what Bergen said. Florida.
I've been saying. I mean, she better bring her husband again.
Florida part 2. Let's do it. I'm
I
down.
have a feeling, Aunt, you want Bergen's husband more than you want Bergen.
Well, no, she's a hottie too, though.
I mean, if you want her husband, I will take Bergs. I will.
You know what we should do? We should swindle them into going in separate areas of the facility wherever we're at. And then you can like be like, hey, Bergens, come over here. And I can be like, yo, bro, what up? Come over here. It's just bro.
I'm loving this.
And then I'll be like, no.
Just frozen shit.
Well, Aunt, all I gotta
and then
say
when Bergen starts crying about it, I'll be like, sweetie, come here. It's okay. Oh my God, I can't believe you did that to you.
Right.
All I gotta say is I get you text and messages from Berg's husband.
You what?
I love you text from Berg's husband.
You do?
I do.
He does.
I really do.
That's suspicious.
Aunt, we're gonna go.
Well, I've already got
Aunt's jealousy.
the hookup with Bergen, so.
Look at it. His whole vibe changed. Holy
It did.
Oh, guys, I apologize. My city teeth are
Hey,
in
but
the
your
shop
daddy's
tonight.
here. Don't worry, Aunt.
Big Red's
there
here.
You see me rolling. Okay, so Brittany, tell me what you got going on and what are you fighting for right now? Because I know you've been very vocal and you've been doing things and there's a lot going on where you're at. So give us a little.
Okay. So what I'm going through, I know there's like a big, unmasking the kids movement going on right now. My child, I haven't had to deal with that yet. I hope that with that in our county, I haven't had to deal with that yet.
Good.
So I will eventually, I'm sure, have to join in on that, which I do support that movement. I just can't be as involved as I want to because I'm fighting a separate battle right now.
Absolutely.
So basically what I'm going through is I have a almost 4-year-old daughter with autism, and she is since I think 21 months old. She was diagnosed. We've had her in services since then. When COVID started, the only services that continued to be here was ABA services, which is behavioral analysis. There's a lot of stigma around ABA therapy because, a lot of terminologies that used to be used are now frowned upon, and those methods have changed.
Can you give us an example
around it?
What's an example for some people that don't know what the terminologies were?
So ABA therapy basically, so with my child, the only way I can describe it is by example of my child. So with my daughter, the signs that we started to see, she had no eye contact, wasn't able to respond to her name, didn't interact with us, was very, at first I just was like, she's just very independent. She's just really independent. But then I started to see like a disconnect. And then all of a sudden the words that she knew, she didn't say anymore. So for us, we started to see signs pretty quickly within at 9 months. That's actually her having night terror right now. So I apologize.
Don't apologize.
Dad's got her. But so we've had her. So for ABA therapy, basically what they do is they help her develop the cognitive behaviors and help her with early development things that she's lacking. They also help with and target with problem behaviors, which is, which people think problem behaviors, they think, being disruptive or being violent. It's more things like spitting, throwing toys across the room, washing your hands properly, how to properly use a bathroom, just like life skills. So that translates into community settings, holding hands when crossing the street, all these things. Now, on top of my child having autism, she also has a speech disorder. No, it's the way that they describe it is receptive and expressive language disorder. So she doesn't she doesn't understand, she also doesn't know how to speak to you.
So both her receptive and expressive are okay.
Yeah.
I know that when Aunt asked for an example, because my daughter also is autistic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't talk about it a lot on my page, but it's why I just
Yeah.
Freaking love you, girl. Like, love that you made your page that. But like, Aunt, like for an example, like with speech apraxia, which is what Elise has, my daughter, for speech therapy, like ABA was frowned upon because when it first started, some of the methods that were used weren't necessarily the best. So Elise was literally wrapped into a chair during speech, and they wouldn't let her out of the chair.
Yeah, that's
well, see, that's
the question I had.
Yeah,
which like I get where their brain was going with it, but it wasn't there. But like it sucks because ABA is the reason that my daughter does talk now. Even though they screwed up by a method, like you have to learn when you're starting a new method.
And it's just like going and seeing a doctor. You have to get a second opinion, and you as a parent have to be involved. And that's the number one thing that the therapist that I have now and the BCBA that I have now, which is the behavioral analyst, he oversees the therapist. So basically,
yep.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk about how bad those kids were left behind during
COVID. And that's the thing is the ABA therapy when COVID hit, they were here whether we tested positive for COVID or not, because they are what's considered essential.
Mm-hmm.
It's very essential because a lot of times these children cannot function without having some type of behavioral intervention.
And the routine, Brett, to break an autistic kid's routine like that, when COVID hit, if they don't have any therapy, this is like damaging to those kids.
And see, luckily my daughter was able to start kind of after the beginning of COVID. So she kind of came in a little bit after, but it was still very like, oh, someone tested positive. We're out for 2 weeks. Oh, now it's winter break. We go back for a week. Oh, someone's out. We're out for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it was very like off and on. And for a child with autism, a schedule is everything, everything. And small breaks in that schedule, transitions are very hard. So transitioning to school is a very, very big transition for any child, especially children with special needs. Mm-hmm. So it's very vital that in the early stages, especially, some of the things that I'm going to say go across the board for autism. Some of the things I'm going to say are specific to my child because autism is a very broad spectrum and every child with autism is different. So for my child specifically, when she first started going into school, I was getting notes from the teacher saying that there was, she was crying. We couldn't get her to focus. We couldn't redirect her, all these issues, blah, blah, blah. And it was continuous. And I was like, okay, I expected this. This was my fear. This is kind of what we worried about. Maybe it's too soon. Started doubting. So when the next year, this school year came around, now, mind you, she's only 3, so she doesn't have to be in school, but this is a special pre-K program because early intervention is very crucial. So getting her a kickstart into how a school is, how to conduct herself in a school setting is very important. So this year, I decided I wanted to have the ABA come into the classroom because speech can come into the classroom, occupational therapy can come into the classroom, all these other things. Now, mind you, we haven't had speech in OT because they went to virtual when COVID hit. My daughter was 2.
Yeah, they went to virtual for us for those things.
I'm sorry, she's not going to stare at a computer for 30 minutes. I'm sorry, that's just not going to happen. ABA was here, hands-on. They gave her speech. They got her where she is. My child would not be where she is today if it wasn't for them. And when she's at home, everything has been just progress. It's been great. Now with school, there's a little bit of a pushback, which we expected. So I pushed as a parent, said, I would like for her to have ABA therapy. I want them to analyze her behavior in school and come up with a behavioral plan to make sure that the teachers also follow, because that's the law. They have to follow an IEP.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I want done. They wouldn't allow it. The teacher did not want it. I told her it's not up to you. I called the school board. I said, according to ADA and IDEA law, you have to. So it's like, oh, it's fine. We'll just put it on the IEP. No problem. Got it on the IEP. First week, the teacher denied.
Oh, I didn't know that it actually went into your IEP, Britt.
I actually got it onto the IEP because I pushed the principal hard enough. And so
IEP,
on IEP, which is rare. It's very rare. I've come to find it's rare that you get ABA onto an IEP and I've come to realize that a lot of parents are fighting this right now, which is absolutely ridiculous because Ava's law just passed, which made insurance companies have to pay for these services because it is vital to these kids. It might not be vital to all, but it's vital to a large percentage, including my child. So if they're going to have a law that protects the rights of people with disabilities, they better make sure they cover every corner. And they haven't. And the reason why I know they haven't is because of what I'm going through. So I got it onto the IEP, which was a miracle. But the teacher didn't stick with it. The first week she denied them into the classroom. I was like, okay. Second week comes around, she denied them again. I went to the principal. I said, why is she denying them into the classroom? I went to the teacher and asked her why. She said, because she was sick. I said, well, then why are you at school? Why are you at school if you're sick? That's not an excuse. So the home health aide can be there. The other child that's on a machine can be there. But my daughter's therapist can't be here because you're sick? No. So I went to the principal. When I went to talk to the principal, the superintendent of the district was there and told me that I had no idea what I was talking about, that services were available to my child, but they did not have to allow outside services to come in. But they didn't offer me services, they didn't offer me avenues, and they didn't offer me any avenue to go. So basically the burden falls on the parents. I have to go to the school and I have to ask them to get a BCBA on site. Now it's a very small school, so I doubt that they have one on staff.
No, there's no way. There's
not one readily available
in your county, let alone your state.
Right. So I would either have to go through the school and ask them to do this for me, wait for them to get it cleared through the school board and find funding and yada, yada, the
while
whole
they use the COVID excuse for how long it's going to take.
Right, exactly. While my child is sitting in the corner crying for the first 2 hours of class, not getting a fair and, appropriate education, because that's what's important here. So not only that, my other option is to hire an educational law attorney and pay up to, I think the original was $300 just for him to see what my case would look like. And then up there, it could be like $1,500 to $3,000 to hire this attorney, to go to the school board, to make them hire whatever BCBA is available in the county, right? Mm-hmm. There's only one available in the county.
And who is that?
One that I have.
That they wouldn't let in the school.
That they wouldn't let in the school. So I would have to pay $3,000 to pay an attorney to make them hire the BCBA that my insurance is already paying for.
Just for her to be in the room. And somebody to ask what an IEP is.
Just for them to come in for a couple of weeks to assess her behavior.
Right. It's not even like a full-time position.
Form a plan. It's not a full-time thing. They just want to come in and make a plan.
Right. No, you're fine, sugar pie.
So
you're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. I get it.
Yeah.
Like I do. I get fighting for IEPs and I get leaving that school and wanting to break fucking windows.
Right. So my first thought is ADA law protects this.
Yeah.
ADA law protects this. No, you can't do this. You can't tell me no. You can't, right? You can't. I've gone through case law after case law where they have sided with the district. I have looked everywhere. And what it says, it specifically says they have to provide a fair and appropriate education. And the word appropriate is defined by law to whatever the district decides is appropriate.
Yeah.
It's not what we decide is appropriate. It's not what the therapist decides is appropriate. It's not what the medical professionals that diagnosed my child say is appropriate. It's what the school says is appropriate.
Right. No, because at the end of the day, like the money that a neurotypical child receives for the school is X amount. A child that holds an IEP and holds Boku services, they don't want ABA in there because ABA actually gives a crap about your kid, to where these professionals that they hire to come in the schools, they hire them dirt cheap. So they barely have to pay them anything. So it's more money that they get to keep. Like when I walked away, girl, they didn't even unenroll my daughter. They didn't unenroll my daughter. They waited.
Oh, I pulled mine.
Or did she?
Make sure that they did it, because they didn't do it. I literally pulled them the day after that protest, like the day after school. I messaged the school that night, the principal, and like CC'd the superintendent and everybody else on it. Yeah. Gave a big, lengthy explanation as to why we were withdrawing from school completely. The district, everything. We were homeschooling completely. No services through the school, no nothing. Right. Well, then they reached out to me like a week later. Are you sure that you don't want services for Elise? And I said, well, what do you mean? Well, we could still offer her speech. And I said, right, but then she would be enrolled, and that's going to get me into issues because I'm not sending her to school. Right. So no, like I said the first time, I don't want them going here. Right. They were not enrolled for, what was it, like 30 days, like 20 days tax? It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
They didn't honor it, so they cashed out her money.
She's been out now for like 3 weeks. She's been out now for 3 weeks, but thank God that I have ABA services that come to my home that do these things, because I wouldn't be able to deal with any of this. Now, I've dealt with a Parent to Parent of Georgia, which is a parent with kids with disabilities that advocate for parents with kids with disabilities. Okay. I've dealt with them. I called her and I said, "Are you ready?" And she said, okay, go. And I just told her everything. And she said, "Do you want to be an advocate, or are you an angry parent? Because you know exactly what." And that's why I'm so confused by how is this fallen through the cracks in the law?
Because people that are advocating aren't really advocating, Britt. They're not moms like you. They're not people who care. These are social workers who know nothing about it, who know nothing about the day-to-day lifestyle of being a special needs parent. They don't.
Well, and I've spoken to a couple of people, because I called another program, a lady from another program that I worked with very closely, and she was amazing. And she was like, and I told her what was going on, because I needed to get her to transfer my daughter to a different school because she's still within this other program. So I was like, I don't like my placement. I need to change it like now. Yeah. And so she was like, okay, let's do it. So we're on the waiting list to get into this place. And she said, and you know what? I'm going to give you the number to a friend of mine who's an advocate, and you need to call her. Okay, bye. And texted me, because I guess she's not supposed to tell me that kind of stuff. So I called this lady, and everyone I speak to is like, oh yeah, you've definitely got something. But they give me no avenues of what to do. So I'm literally
that you have. What does having something mean? What are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do with it?
Yeah. Oh, thanks for this diamond. Thanks. Appreciate it. I don't know where the fuck I'm gonna put it, but thanks.
So is this something that's been? Did COVID change this? I'm sorry.
No.
So this is something that's been.
I have come to find out that this has been a fight across the United States. Across the United States, parents trying to get ABA services in, and the courts ruling in the favor of the district, because they don't feel like ABA therapy across the board is beneficial. What do you mean it's not beneficial? They help with everything. If your kid's a teenager and you need them to help just basic life stuff, fold your laundry, wash your dishes, wash your stinky ass. Like, they do all of it. They show them how to do these things and how to be able to live independently in society.
So now hold on. So Aunt, now do you get it? So because if you're not a parent, you're like, well, wait, how did this just come to be? How did you find this out? And it's because a lot of us don't want to say this out loud. We haven't been paying attention. We
Nope.
have not been paying attention to our children. We have not been paying attention to what they're being taught in school, to any of it, because we assumed that it was the exact same way as we were taught. That's on us. We fucked up.
Yeah.
Bad.
We've been so distant
So,
in our
when COVID
education.
hit, I think people are now like, no. I want to look at everything.
Because
Everything
because COVID made us have to sit home and have to look at our own side of the street. And if you were depressed, you got your ass on some fucking medication. If you were drug addiction, a lot of people overdosed, or you got clean. Like there, you know what I mean? Like it really intensified whatever was going in within your four walls. And if there was something going on at the school, it was right in front of you. You had no choice but to look at what was in front of you. And
I think more.
And then we're sitting here on TikTok and we're seeing other parents seeing the same shit we're seeing, and we're going, "Oh fuck, your four walls look like mine." Fuck, let's change that. Yeah. So my issue isn't with the school. Yeah, it is with the school. They wanted to ask me to come to a district meeting literally the day after I pulled her out of the school. And I went, wait a second, I haven't had time to get a parent's advocate. I haven't had time to pull up laws. I haven't had time to do anything. You're going to wait till I'm done. I'm pulling her and I'm going to get her dealt with first. And then I'll come back to you.
Because they take advantage of the fact that we haven't
my issue is with the law. The law needs to be fixed. If they're going to protect the rights of people with disabilities, they need to protect the rights of all people with disabilities. Yeah. Because I guarantee you, if it was a damn wheelchair ramp that they needed, it would be being built.
Yes.
Right. Oh, yeah. Oh, so yeah. It wouldn't have ever been a question.
Measuring and weighing levels of disability. Okay, then let's do that.
So this is something that's a nationwide issue. This is not just in your district.
Yeah,
or your,
it's very big.
So is this a Supreme Court issue?
Possibly, yes. Yes.
Well, it's gonna have to, like, some laws are going to have to change because a lot of this stems from the Bush era of No Child Left Behind.
Got it.
So, like,
it's always left under the ruse of something that sounds so pretty.
Well, there's things that are added into bills, right?
But here's where they're falling. Here's where they're falling through the cracks. Here's where they're falling through the cracks.
Is that they're also letting kids just go.
No, they're offering services. Yeah, sure. But when? When?
So just so they can say that they're offering it.
And then you wind up finding out that they're not even pulling your kid for speech. Like I found out that they had.
And then not only that, but my child specifically. And the thing about it is the ADA and the IDEA and the FAPE and the Section 504 and all of that collectively come together to cover what the other ones don't. Okay, it's a huge cauliflower of laws. So what I don't understand is why is it that they're covered for all these other things with insurance and all this other stuff now, but they're not covered for ABA in school? That doesn't make any sense to me at all. It doesn't, especially now with insurance companies now being forced to cover all of these services. Why are the schools? But they're saying that they're offering services, but they're not offering services. So that's how they're getting away with it.
Yeah, he's not bad enough.
My child specifically learns very literally. So, and things become adversive to her. So like if you're trying to do an activity with her and she gets upset and you keep going with it, and every time you do that activity, she gets upset, she will continue to do that every single time. Yeah. So eventually with her going to school and having an adverse experience to school, she will no longer want to go.
Yeah, I mean, and this also goes, beyond with that whole No Child Left Behind garbage. So like we moved districts one year, and in the middle of the district, and so my oldest son thought when he was switching districts that he wouldn't have to take the state exam to move on from 5th to 6th grade. So he didn't do anything. He took the whole semester off mentally and everything. So when we figured that out, we asked for him to be held back to make up for that grade because we knew he was going to fail the state exams. The school said nope. And he failed it 3 times and they still moved him on. No child left behind.
No child left behind.
So basically, is what that law did.
And the thing about leave them behind as adults.
And see, and the thing about it is, it's a very double-edged sword. I want my child to have a fair and appropriate education, and I want her to have an equal opportunity. And yes, she might need some assistance in the beginning.
Yes.
But my child will be in like general classes. She will be in general education classes. She won't always be in special education.
You fight for that, Brett. You fight for that because
absolutely. Absolutely. Because the thing about it is I want my daughter to have a fair chance, but I don't want her to get a free ride either.
Thank you.
Well, I have no child left behind us.
And my child, and you have to, I always talk to people about this, but you have to understand, like my child, you know how like a lot of autistic kids, they have like their niche. They're like one thing. My daughter's one thing is anything academic. Reading, writing, drawing, math, shapes, colors, numbers. Cool. She's reading and she's 3. She wants to be in school and the school is becoming adversive to her. Why? And why don't you want a therapist in your classroom? Why? And let me tell you one of the reasons why I think it is. And I told myself I wasn't going to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it. So one time when
I'm streaming on
might as well. But I don't want this to get misconstrued. I don't want this to get misconstrued.
I thought she was going to say, I don't want this to get out. I'm like,
you'll understand why I say that when I say this. Okay.
You're on mute, Aunt. You're on mute.
You're on mute, baby.
Did you say misconstrued? Hold on. Let me check the conservatives that are in the chat. Give me 1 second.
Oh,
got it. Okay, just making sure.
I will check them really quick. This is the thing. This is the type of people. This is the type of people that are teaching our kids, and this is the type of decisions that they make. So, my daughter's teacher has 4 kids, up to 4 kids. They're not always all 4 there, but up to 4 kids. So, when my daughter's therapist and BCBA first went in the very first day, they were there to observe. The teacher was there. The teacher's aide was there. There was a couple kids and my daughter there and the aide and the therapist all there, right? The teacher, Zaylo, my daughter was crying, and the teacher asked the resource officer who happened to be patrolling the halls, asked the resource officer if he wanted to take my daughter for a walk out of the classroom. And to me, that is not appropriate behavior for a teacher to do.
No.
I'm pretty sure. Now, this is why I said I don't want it to get misconstrued. The reason why I am upset is not at the officer. He did nothing wrong. I agree with having resource officers in schools, and I agree with them being involved in the classrooms. I agree with that. That's not my problem. My problem is that the teacher who had several help and who was trained to do these things, why would that be an appropriate response to my child crying? Why wouldn't you have asked for help?
It's not an appropriate response on like 8 different levels that are all running.
Not only that, but I'm pretty sure school policy clearly states that male and female faculty should never be alone with same or different sex students.
Right.
So it's not appropriate.
Well, not only that, but like, is it in her IEP that if she gets upset that she can go for a walk in the halls, or was that like a random idea?
You're taking my child from her safe space while she's physically and emotionally
right. Like if it's not in her IEP, you don't.
With someone she doesn't know, and an adult man at that, regardless of the fact that he's an officer, it's just not appropriate. And that's the type of people that I'm dealing with. And for me, at that point, I was like, I'm done. I'm pulling her.
Mm-hmm. Good for you.
I don't feel like your decisions are aligned with any sensible person. So I'm pulling my kid. So, like I said, my fight is not only with the school, but it's also with changing this law. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I have amazing people just right here at the tip of my fingers that are trying to help me.
We've had several moms on this and dads on this podcast that didn't know what the hell they were doing to get into any sort of fight. We had the PA audit lady, didn't know what the hell she was doing.
Nope.
We had Jeff Younger on here with his child, and everything that he's going through, has no idea what the hell he's doing. We've had others on here that didn't know what they were doing, and they started like you, got a support system, did the research, put all their time and effort into it, and it's very rewarding. So don't ever count yourself out in that manner of that you just because you don't know and you don't have any experience. Don't let anybody fucking tell you that either.
Oh no,
Brittany,
no.
You can do this. Like, and we're all rooting you on. Like,
well, and that's what I tell everybody. It's like, this is the, like, I knew as soon as we knew when we got her diagnosis, I already knew, like, she is not going to get bullied. I am not going to tolerate this, that, the other. I'm not going to tolerate it. I did all my research about autism, everything that I could, you know, but this was the one thing I did not want to have to do. But
here we are.
I don't have a choice. So here we fucking go.
No, because like as a mom of a special needs kiddo, like I need you to do this. It's not my fire, you know.
And that would think it would be, but like it's about my kid. It's about all these kids, because I have spoken with people personally, BCBAs that have come and worked with us, other therapists, other like educators that are like, we have never been able to get them in. Like, we don't understand. And I'm sitting here finding out all these things. And I have like 2 or 3 BCBAs that talk to me constantly. That are like, have you found out anything? Like, have you found any law? Right now what I'm looking for is a case law in Georgia that deals with this specifically, that rules in favor of the parent. And I'm not finding it anywhere. But I do have
a friend.
You might
have a friend. I know somebody.
Well, I did find one.
If she'll take a break from the Brian Laundrie case, we can have her look into it for you.
Well, I did find one of a
baddie though
in Texas, and I think I sent it to Man of Justice. I think that's the one I sent to him. Who I could not think of anyone better to send that to.
Yeah.
So that one particular case, they ruled in favor of the parent, and it was because the child was between the ages of 2 and 7, which is considered very crucial for intervention.
Yeah.
So I know that I have a case. I don't want a case that makes the school go, okay, they can come in. No, I want a case that fixes the law.
Well, and Brittany, you gotta realize too is that the case law, there might not be a case law, but you might set that case law.
My family's been known to do that before. My father said
you can be the first.
Right. So just because there might not be one, so I wouldn't be the existence, just because there might not be one doesn't mean you can't be the precedent.
Well, that's why I said that in that video. Okay, you say there's not a law. Let's fucking make one.
Right.
Exactly. Like that's how government is supposed to be run. Is we're all supposed to collectively come up with ideas and then work together to push those ideas forward for the greater being of the world. The country, the state, the children, whatever, whoever, the greater overall. But we kind of stopped doing that for a while.
So what part of Georgia are
you
in?
There's so many battles to fight. It's like if you try to fight all of them at the same time, you stretch yourself completely thin.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to. But the thing is, like, what
part of Georgia are you in?
I am north of Atlanta. I am northwest of Atlanta. I'm north of Atlanta.
Okay. But the thing is, like, your battle that you might be fighting could solve other battles for other people.
I hope so.
Yeah. And that's where, that's why I said I'll bring up our past people that we've had on that didn't know anything. I mean, the PA lady, she wasn't even involved in politics. Like,
it's hard being a stay-at-home mom. Like, I've worked my entire life. This is the first time I've ever stayed at home and not worked. So it's like super like shell shock to me. And then I have 2 toddlers, one of which that has autism, that is in therapy all the time. And now she's starting school. I also have a rambunctious 2-year-old that thinks he run this house, and he don't. So, I have a lot going on, and it's like in between all of this, I have this huge battle that I'm like, I need to fight this battle. And at the same time, like, I've got 2 kids, like, I want juice. And I'm like, okay, we'll fight the battle later. Let's go get juice.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's really hard as a stay-at-home mom, and especially someone that doesn't have, like, I don't have any friends. Like, I have a few people that I talk to, and other than that.
No, I know that's kind of how it is for me now too. I know, like everybody on TikTok. You know what I mean? I'm hugging you in the comments too. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I have is you guys, and you guys amp me up, and then I'm like going, and then I'm like,
I'm all amped up and I don't even know what the fuck I'm fighting for, you know?
Girl, I always like get to the place that I'm going and then I'm like, this isn't TikTok. Like, because I'm like, there's nobody here. Like, I get asked, I freak out every time. I gotta go somewhere where they're not there. I'm like, but no one.
I got amped up on the way to that school and I just started getting real sassy, you know? And I was like, well, I better slow down. This ain't TikTok.
No, you got to bring TikTok. Bring TikTok.
I love real world shit because there's no community guidelines violations, girl.
Nope.
Come on.
Right. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to be professional. I'm trying to be a parent. You know, I'm recording them. I'm recording them as well. So it's not about me and what I say. It's about
you were recording.
You know what I mean? So I was recording them. So it wasn't really about what I say, but I'm telling you, the whole way up there, I was just like, bow, 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 bow. You know what I mean? Like the whole way up there in my head, amping myself up, and then I get there, I'm like, talking to the camera, like, go ahead and say what you want.
You did that coming into the podcast today too.
Who?
You.
Wait, is Coach in here?
Yeah, Coach is in here.
So
today's Coach's birthday.
Happy birthday, Coach!
Happy birthday, Coach!
Gave some advice and research on local districts and their SPED programs.
Well, what's crazy is Xavier, my baby daddy. That's my baby daddy. His stepfather is the special needs coordinator for a different district.
And what does he have to say about it?
County. Oh, he's pissed. He was like, "Fight it, girl.
Yeah,
fight it."
That's good for you though to have as like a support.
Like, yeah.
Is he gay?
Yeah. No, that's just me. I'm just sassy, you know. But no, that's just me.
I knew I was gonna get text to drop.
No, he's not. But he definitely was like, no, he was like, you definitely keep fighting this because.
I try to add some. I'm sorry.
I love you.
I'm trying to add some light to it. You girl.
Why are you always saying sorry afterwards, though?
Yes.
Why are you always saying sorry afterwards?
It's trying to get into the family.
Yeah, it's trying to get into that family.
It's all in the family.
Hey, I fit right in. You fit right in.
No, you know what? I there's only so much you could do on TikTok and Instagram anyways. So like if you can get there and do it outside of social media, I think it's great. And
that's what I'm doing. I don't know. I posted a few videos about it, but I haven't. I'm fighting this outside of the app. I don't need someone doxing me. I don't need someone trying to railroad what I'm trying to do and try to step on it and all. I don't need that.
Doesn't that fucking suck?
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Someone's gonna have to break the news to Chad.
I'll do it.
Y'all, I haven't even met Chad's he's like it for me.
He's all getting stuttered over him.
Yeah.
He's it for you.
Tongue tied.
Here's what I thank you for your story. I kind of want to touch on this too.
Yeah.
I always notice that the ones who are like so critical against any like creator that's actually has a voice in doing something or whatever, they're the first ones to pick up their little binder and be like, oh, there it is. That video that you did on September of 1998. Yeah, that video you did. You said that, look, listen, if they have time to go out and do it out in the world, fine. If they have time to do it on social media, fine. If they don't have time and they're just trying to help other people do it in some way, shape, or form, whatever, fine. But I always see in comment sections that and it's Sorry, I'm gonna be really brutal lately with.
No, I feel like I want you to share with the group, babes.
I think it's the shirt.
Right now,
you're getting it all out.
Yeah. So
you're growing.
The new thing is Patriots. So I'm really
that's been the thing. That's been the thing since we weren't allowed to be gay.
I haven't heard
all about it.
I like that one.
Always the real Patriots with 5 people following them. And
wait, have you figured it out? Have you figured out what makes you a real one yet?
No, because apparently there's some committee that we don't know about that all these fucking fat asses are sitting on this fucking committee poking their fucking booty hole from fucking cooch to chin. And they're like, anyways, so this person doesn't have enough flags in the background. They're fake patriot. This person didn't speak about this subject. Fake patriot.
My thing is like I'm fighting my battle off.
You didn't do it my video.
I'm fighting my battle off the app, and when I come on the app, I want to have fun because the shit I'm dealing with is heavy.
But
I
want
to have fun. But I'm sharing information along the way.
Yeah,
you can't do that now. Oh, you can't do that now. Stop playing around and get to the message. You can't. Come on.
But Brittany, this is what I'm saying: is people don't know what text is doing off the app or off.
No, you never know what someone's doing
off the app
or what you're doing off the app with all your stuff.
Okay, they're mad because a brand reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'm gonna send you shit. Wear it." How do they think Charlie Kirk is on TV doing stuff? Like, so I'm not allowed to wear a small business's shirt or another business's
right.
Because what? That makes me a fake patriot? Oh, wait, I got one better for you.
I'm sorry, but if they ask them, they do it too, so what does it matter?
What?
Real quick, did something happen today, babes, that you want to like?
No, I've been on this
do you need to get high
thing for 2 weeks.
Kat might be able to spare some marijuana for you. Do you need to
Here's the thing.
No, it pisses me off because I guarantee you that if they would have been approached and someone asked them to do it, they would do it too. So what is the problem?
Here's my point right now is what I'm trying to make. And I'm on this thing for 2 weeks now about this fake patriot bullshit is because of this, okay? I've gotten reached out to by, you want to talk about fake patriots?
Oh, here we go.
Let's talk about these.
You're not going to do it, are you? Are you going to do it? Who wrote the note?
I never say
Who wrote the note?
I never drop names. It's always the guilty people who reach out to you and text
But are we allowed to talk about the note?
The murderer always comes back to the scene of the crime.
There's a note.
Can we talk about the note?
There's a note.
The list.
The list?
Wait, there's a memo? There's a missing memo with Hillary all over it.
Oh, yeah. There's a list.
There's a list.
A missing memo?
I was sent a list of people that's apparently reporting all of us, and Kat's on.
Who's on it, though?
Kat's
on. Oh, yeah. So my main account's down because my main account went down, and whenever they told me...
You're not on the list. You weren't on it.
I was
texted.
But the fact that we have to do
it was weird because my first 6 videos came down like in a row. I was like,
the simple fact, Brittany, that we even have to deal with this bullshit is so
there shouldn't be a list
coming out of patriots that it makes me want to literally be like, where the fuck that blue pill at? Because y'all acting fucking crazy. Where that?
It's not about the blue pill and the red pill anymore. It's the black pill.
Oh, because I'm watching.
Shout out to Kel. Shout out to Kel.
Girl, can we legit talk about how they're trying to make aliens look bad, though? Because, like, I'm not cool with that. They're trying to make them look mean, Britt, in American Horror Story, and I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm down for the black pill stuff this season.
I have my own theory about aliens. Me and you will have to talk one-on-one, Kat, and I'm gonna have to say about aliens because I have some stuff that you would be like, oh my God, you would love it.
Ooh.
You would love
People do need to watch their own fucking bobbers, especially on the TikTok.
So I wasn't finished yet.
Okay, I know, honey.
Go on. You finish.
Let's all mute. Let's all mute.
No.
No, he muted himself.
I did it.
Muted.
No, he did that. All I was gonna say is, for those people, you don't know what other people are doing in any type of way. And just because they might have or do something that you're not doing, stop stop looking at them and focus on you doing your own fucking content and making your own fucking content for your fucking self. And don't ask me to fucking duet your video, because if I want to duet it and I feel compelled, I fucking will. And so, and just by me duetting your video, it's not going to get you to 200,000 followers. Sorry, it's just not. If your content isn't there, guess what? You'll gain 100 that day. And
my duets don't get shit for views. Like, I don't even get shit for views anymore.
So my original video that I did the other day is at like 15,000 views. Somebody did a duet of it. They're at like almost 200,000 views on their duet.
He's so salty.
And mine continues to get duetted all fucking day.
Run me my clout. Run me my clout.
So duets do nothing for the original video.
So what I want people
they do nothing for the original.
So here's where I was gonna go. So I
always go back and like the original. That's not fair.
I know. I always go to the so I've been getting messages saying, "What are you doing for fucking conservatives? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?"
No, you have not.
Yes. Listen, bitch, sit the fuck down and let me tell you what I'm doing.
No.
These fucking podcasts that I'm doing are not just fucking podcasts for fun. I'm on a podcast every Monday night. We had workers all week on that podcast. We have workers that are fired for not getting the fucking jab. What are we doing? We're getting their fucking voices heard. What am I doing? I have a podcast that you guys watch on Tuesday and Wednesday nights that we have had candidates, people running for public office to get their fucking voices heard. What are we doing? I don't need to go to a fucking Trump boat parade. That doesn't make you a fucking patriot. You know what makes you a fucking patriot? Getting other patriots to talk to you publicly so that you know how everybody can get connected. So you want to do something out there? Then be a fucking patriot and fucking get connected. Because until you are, baby honey, you are not going to get anything. No followers. You're not a patriot. Sorry to break it to you. You're the patriot. And that's it.
Well, and that's not how you act as a team.
I'm
that's
just
not
like
how you
so
act
proud
as a
of
team
him.
either. The quarterback isn't going to be down there catching the fucking ball. You have someone to catch the ball. You have someone to throw the ball. You have someone to block the line. You have somebody. Everybody does a different part. People are going to be connecting other people. People are going to be doing podcasts. People are going to be getting connected into the small government. Everyone's going to be doing different things, but collectively, we are all doing something together. And some of us are just helping share the message. And that is equally as important.
That's the thing is, stop
even if you don't have content, if you're sharing the videos, you're sharing the message.
People have to stop saying, I'm just doing this. Like, I hate that so much because it's like, why is it that it's like this certain, like, what is it that makes you
it's all collectively important.
I'm just talking.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's all I'm doing. I'm just talking. I'm physically going places. I'm talking. I'm trying to get you to listen to me, trying to get you to, hey, look over here. This is what's going on. That's all I'm doing. And I'm physically going places for some stupid reason. That's just like what I'm doing. You have people like the amount of structure, like Chelsea, that I've seen be able to like collect data and go through things.
I can't do all that.
Yeah. Everybody is like, she's weird though, because she's good at all the things. So she was a really bad example using her. But you know what I mean? Like,
but like I watched
everybody's good at something, and all of it is what it takes to get the action done. Yeah, without any part of it, you can't get that end goal. Yeah. Can't do it.
Right. And and that's what I'm saying. It's like, and you guys know me now for a long time. It's very rare that I've ever done a video specifically calling out a certain person. But I swear to God, if you really pay attention to my videos and like, you'll know enough and you'll be like, oh shit. And that person will they'll fart a little bit. They'll be like, oh my God, I think he's talking about me. Probably fucking message me at some point. And I'll be like, no, I wasn't talking about you. Why? What's wrong? Is you all right?
Tell me that you're guilty without telling me that you're guilty. You message me after I do a conservative call out video. Like,
not even mentioning names, because I never will. And
also, really super quick.
Listen, I'm not even gonna lie.
No,
when
really
Kat did that
important,
original blanket statement video, I
Girl.
messaged her and I was like, "Hey, I just want to let you know I might not always make videos about stuff, but I'm with you. I'm with you." She was like, "It ain't even about you. Shut up.
It ain't even about you, bitch. Sit down."
I was like,
but like
so the
other word of the wise though is on this, Aunt. I've discovered something new on TikTok. It's a fun new little feature. Mm-hmm. You see, sometimes before, remember when you had to like link your phone number to message? Do you remember that? Yeah. So unfortunately, people created like troll accounts, right? And they linked their phone number to them. So then when you go through your contacts, yeah. So word of the wise to people, you really shouldn't link your phone number
You're
to
fucking
accounts.
lying.
Oh, I'm not fucking lying.
It's so right there in front of you. I never even thought about that. Yeah, because it'll give you suggested accounts based off the phone numbers that are in your phone.
Yeah. Oh, it's a beaut. Thank you, TikTok, for that feature, because who did that circle the fuck back? So good.
So the reason why I'm bringing this up, and
it's a feature, so stop linking your phone number to troll accounts, dumbasses.
Right. So bringing it back to what Brittany was talking about in her voice and how she's making a difference in her own way. What it triggered for me was a lot of people have not seen Brittany on a podcast this candid and so personal and talking about her kid and crying and they just think that everybody is just this robot behind a screen, right? And we're all just like,
I'm just always opinionated and
just
my mouth and just screaming and yelling like a crazy person all the time. And it's like, no, I have things that I'm very passionate about.
Right.
So when I see things like that statue is racist, there's more important shit that we need to fucking deal with, and you guys are arguing over a fucking statue.
Absolutely.
Really? Yeah,
Girl,
I'm going to be opinionated about
your
that.
way through Joe Biden's America. You just smoke your way through, and you ride it out at the end of the day, because you can't win them all.
That's why I just at this point, if I was to make a video on every single current issue, it would literally be me like this, sitting behind a green screen, just be like. I wouldn't have to say anything, because at this point,
you know what, Britt? That might work for you. You should try that. Who knows?
What can you say? Just here it is.
You can't say anything anymore.
And it's not going to matter what I say, because it's still going to get taken down anyways. So.
Watch it, Tex.
What did he say?
He did not say nothing. It wasn't about, bitch, it isn't even about you again. Knock it off.
That's
She's like,
fine.
oh, okay, cool.
Okay, cool. I don't care. Not my drama.
Aunt, you are like, how am I the good influence tonight? Because you're
I
like,
have no idea. I'm just the only reason why. So I've been like under, like, people don't know. I mean, like, I've been under a lot of pressure lately, and it's mostly from conservatives because of a type of avenue that I've been kind of gearing towards in my personal social media career. So like, I've been getting a lot of slack of like, why aren't you going to this event? Why aren't you doing this? Why? Well, bitch, did you know that I had on people last night on Monday night, 9:00 Eastern on Instagram Live that have been fired from their jobs? So like, I don't need to go to your fucking Trump rally. That doesn't make me. That doesn't make me a fucking patriot. Like 17 of us don't need to go to a bar wearing a Trump hat and be like, oop, we just saved the world. No, bitch, you did not save the world. You did nothing. You brought no voices to elevate. You're just fucking looking like a cult member, acting like you're fucking going
walking
to
around eating like funnel cake and corn dogs going,
yeah, but that's when you get into like the populist situation. And unfortunately, like, I also hate the whole like, stop dividing your own party. Nah, man, I think we should burn the whole motherfucker down now.
If I
the Conservative Party, the Republican Party, the Liberal Party, all the way down,
then that's a problem. If I can't call out shit within my own party, then there's a problem within that party. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah, no, it is.
Cool. That's not
so if you're gonna be doing some dumb shit, I'm gonna say that you're doing some dumb shit. Like, isn't that the reason that we're in this problem to begin with?
Or if you're gonna start measuring if you're gonna start measuring quality of what people do, I'm gonna say something about it because
right. And don't and it's just so it's kind of annoying that I've had to block so many conservatives lately.
Yeah.
And so it puts you in like, you know, it makes you sit yourself down for a second. And I've had this conversation with Tex and Kat off air, like, am I a conservative? Am I I know
I no longer consider myself conservative. Like I have conservative values, but I've dropped that.
Yeah, I know that I want to protect the Constitution. I'm a constitutionalist, but I just can't get down with some of these fucking conservatives lately.
So you're just a human being. You're just
I'm not conforming to any label anymore.
No, I'm over it.
I'm not. I'm just a mom. I'm just a mom trying to make sure that I leave this world a better place for my kids.
You're an American.
That's all I'm doing. I'm not conservative. I'm not liberal. I'm not libertarian. I'm not constitutional.
I'm an American at the end of the
day. As long as what you're doing isn't infringing on my rights or causing harm to another person, do you, honey. I don't care. And
are you making plans in the comment section?
Yeah, Tex, what is going on?
What do you mean?
You're probably tomorrow. Probably tomorrow.
What's tomorrow?
What's going on tomorrow?
They said I was a troublemaker. I said not tonight.
Oh, so don't be a troublemaker tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a weird
tomorrow. I said probably tomorrow.
Wait, do I need to mentally prepare myself for tomorrow?
Probably.
Do I need maybe I should come in? Maybe I should get a special effect.
Depending on what you mean by mentally prepared.
Do my makeup. Why don't I know about tomorrow?
What's tomorrow?
Oh, tomorrow is my friend. Tomorrow. Oh wow, is it 10 o'clock already? Sweet baby Jeebus. Okay. Tomorrow is not your typical show. I don't even know how to promo it because this person is not on social media or running for anything at all. So she is my friend Jo, who I worked with in the beginning of the pandemic. And she wound up moving to a different facility. We worked together for a while and then she stayed within my company, but she went to a different facility and now I'm not sure where she's at. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys about my experience before the pandemic or during the pandemic while I was working. And so is Jo. We're going to get very much so involved with COVID neglect that happened during COVID to elderly with actual cases that we dealt with personally, deaths that we witnessed due to COVID neglect. And yeah, she's going to tell some stories from when she moved to the other facility. And we're going to tell you guys what actually happened in the nursing homes during the pandemic while we were working.
Wow. So that would be a great show tomorrow. Brittany, is there a way that people can, even if they can't physically be do something physically, is there a way for them to help out for autism or your cause?
Or you going towards the law, or should we just have everybody follow you to follow your journey with it and then they can?
Well, right now, like I said, it's in very early stages. I just pulled her out 2 weeks ago. We're still waiting to get placed into the new school. I'm doing a little bit of research as I can, calling people as I can, finding the avenues to take. So right now I don't have any of that. Just anybody that happens to see this or whatever that has any information, just pass it along, or any advice. Or even just somebody that I could talk to, even a lawyer, an educational law, because I've spoken to two. One told me there was nothing I could do. The other one told me the two avenues I could take. And I know that there's somebody out there that's no, this needs to be fixed. I think what it is just that the case is probably something that they just don't want to take on. And
there's got to be somebody though out there that wants it though. For every good, for every bad, there's a good. So there's got to be a lawyer out there somewhere that's pissed off about this.
So right now it's not about people coming to me on how they can I
just gotta find the
don't
guy.
know. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I'm in the very early stages.
So if anybody can give Brittany any pointers or guide her in the right direction, get her in touch with lawyers or even just any help at all, that'd be great. Brittany, thanks for coming on the show. I had a blast. Thank you for listening to me be a complete bitch. Tex, I'm super excited to find out whatever it is you're brewing up. Kat, you're fabulous as always. Re-education camp forever.
Thanks